Hello, Course 3 students. This is Lesson 1-7, Solving Equations by Multiplying and Dividing. Okay, so we're going to write and solve equations using multiplication and division, similar to what we did with addition and subtraction. We employ two properties of equality in this. The multiplication property of equality, which says if you multiply each side by an equation by the same number, the two sides remain equal. So a couple of examples here using arithmetic. We have 20 is equal to 40 divided by 2. So 2 times 20 is the same as 2 times 40 divided by 2. Okay. If, algebraically, if A equals B, then the product A times C is equal to the product B times C. So as long as I'm multiplying by the same value on each side of the equal sign or an equation, I am going to, the two sides will remain equal. Similarly, for division, if you divide each side of an equation by the same number, the two sides remain equal. The arithmetic example is 30 is equal to 3 times 10. So 30 divided by 6 is equal to 3 times 10 divided by 6. Okay? And if A equals B and C is not 0, because remember division by 0, is undefined. I can divide each side by the equation by C and still end up with a true statement, or the sides will remain equal. So multiplication property of equality tells us multiplying both sides of an equation or each side of an equation by the same number, our sides remain equal. Similarly, dividing each side of an equation by the same number and our two sides will remain equal. That's the main thing we want to keep in mind here. Okay, let's look at example number 1. Solve by multiplying. So we want to solve y divided by -3. Remember, this is division in algebra. Normally division is written as a fraction, so we want to get used to doing that and seeing it that way, is equal to 14. So our goal here is to isolate the variable, use the multiplication property of equality, because that is going to be undoing. It's the inverse operation of division, so I'm going to be multiplying. So I'm going to multiply each side by -3. Some people like to write this as -3/1. Certainly if you want to do that on the fraction side, people find that helpful sometimes, you're welcome to do that. Okay, what happens here is that the -3 and the two -3's cancel out, and you're left with y, because multiplying and dividing by the same value undo each other. -3 times 14 equals -42. So the answer here, y equals -42. All right, so that one's pretty straightforward, I think. I will go on to the next example. And this is solving by dividing. Whoops, let me get that where you can see it. I sometimes forget that I've moved the camera's focus a little bit so I don't move my paper around, so I can keep my paper on a writing surface here. Okay, we want to solve 265 is equal to -5x. So we want to isolate the variable. The opposite or inverse of multiplying by -5 would be to divide by -5. So I'm going to divide each side by -5 using, and my two sides will remain equal because of the division property of equality. And then I do actually just simplify by doing the math. 265 divided by -5 is -53. So when I simplify this, x equals -53. Here is one for you to try by yourself. Once again, please review these. Do at least the quick check questions. If you have questions, be sure you bring them in, and I will see you in class. Thank you.